Welcome to a series on succeeding in soft skills. Today's topic is mentoring. So what is a mentor? First of all, it's not a coach. Coaching is often defined as someone who's able to ask good questions. It's active listening, but that's not sufficient for most people who need a mentor. What is mentoring? Well, it's somebody with experience who's dealt with issues throughout their career or their life. Not somebody who's better, but just somebody who's able to communicate in those areas. I've had mentees who were above me in the corporate ladder. I've had people that were well below me in the corporate ladder. So I ask questions, that's an important part, but I also add my own experience to help to impart more value to the mentee than just listening. A mentor also has to know the limits of their ability. So in some areas, may not be qualified. You can still listen, you can still offer relevant experience, but you need to understand the limits. What areas will a mentor be asked to be involved in? Well, I find it can be all areas. One guy, I was assigned to be a mentor at my company, and the only issue he had was basically how to communicate the fact he had to work long hours to his girlfriend, who was frustrated. So the one area was the one area he needed somebody to help. I actually didn't know what he did, a professional area that I have no competence whatsoever. So a mentor can be involved in family or marriage issues, interoffice politics, office relationships, sometimes team building issues, or even professional and soft skills. For instance, I was assigned once to be to help somebody get integrated in the firm, and when I saw him present at a meeting, I realized he needed to work on some meeting skills, and I mentioned that we might do that. And he says, "Oh, do you want to be my mentor?" And I kind of laughed because to him, that was the only thing he understood mentoring to be. Well, that's fine. Sometimes also it involves a question of whether somebody wants to stay with the firm or leave. I've had people come into my office and I've talked to them at length. You say, well, why would you do that if they're going to leave? Because it's good for overall morale to show people that you care about them. So as a mentor, I can go through that process, and in some cases they leave and sometimes they stay and are very happy that they went through the process and stayed with good reasons. Now, a mentor does not have to be better than the mentee at anything. In fact, I have mentored at the highest levels of my firm, above my own position, and well below, from secretary to senior partner. Because it's not a question of what you know, it's your ability to help people with your experience to progress. I also see mentoring as, in part, replacing yourself. This is complicated because if you have a job you like, you don't want somebody else to take it. In fact, that's one of the problems with mentoring. But I have actually replaced myself in my role as a partner in charge of a group or whatever 5 times. And I think that's one of the things a mentor should do, is be able to replace themselves. There's a verse in the Bible that talks about this very succinctly. It's 2 Timothy 2:2. And it says, "The things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, these entrust to faithful people who will be able to teach others also." Paul is like a partner speaking to Timothy, his manager, senior manager, and he says, look, what I'm doing for you, I want you to do for others as well. So mentoring should be a process all the way down your firm. In conclusion, I'd like to say that this is one of the most effective HR tools for succeeding at business. But because mentoring develops people, which is the most important part of most businesses. The problem is that there are problems. And the next video, we'll discuss problems and why mentoring often doesn't work the way companies intend. Thank you for your attention. Again, this is Succeeding in Soft Skills. First topic, mentoring.